You've been rooting for the wrong hero. The title says Dawson, but the story keeps handing the keys to someone else. And it's not by accident. Across 13 clues, we'll show how the dialogue, props, and even a certain boat quietly reroute the entire narrative. Think your favorite triangle was about romance? It was a philosophy class in disguise. If that flips your memory of Capeside, keep watching, because once you see how the show codes ambition, class, and intimacy, the finale stops being a twist and starts looking inevitable.
Well, I pretty much bastardized the evening. I may as well complete it.
Till no one's left standing.
Number 1. The Creek is about class, not scenery. Capeside looks cozy, but the creek draws a line. Above it, you get room to dream. On it, you punch a clock. Dawson's world sits uphill, framed with wide windows and clean horizons. The camera lingers there. Meanwhile, Pacey's days start at the docks, end at the restaurant, and squeeze in marina shifts. The show keeps cutting from a house with posters to decks with rope burns. Whose reality feels earned? Listen to how people talk. College plans come up like weather reports in one circle. In the other, paychecks, penalties, and family stress set the schedule. Scenes keep circling money, access, and who gets to leave. That isn't random. Read the waterline as class and the roles flip. Dawson tracks status quo. Pacey tracks struggle. The hero isn't the one with the view, it's the one who rides the tide. And the show doubles down by turning Dawson's biggest passion into a quiet flaw.
I know you're worried about a relationship and everything, but I told you nothing has to change. You can talk about anything.
Number 2. Spielberg worship as a trap. A teen fixating on Spielberg sounds charming. Here's the twist. It traps Dawson in a mold he can't outgrow. When admiration becomes identity, you stop experimenting. The show keeps nudging him to choose homage over honesty, to stage life like a shot list instead of feeling it. Early on, posters, references, and film talk do the heavy lifting for his personality. Then peers push back, asking where his voice is and why every choice feels like a replica. You even hear the flaw out loud when he says he's tired of hearing about sex because his hero Spielberg never put sex in his movies. That purity test freezes him. Meta-film class scenes and rivals questioning his originality echo a creator still borrowing a language. Quick pause before we dive into the next hidden meaning. If you're enjoying this breakdown, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. We've got even deeper Dawson's Creek theories. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's next.
Your emerging hormones aren't developing a thing for me, are they?
A thing? No, I'm not getting a thing for you, Dawson.
Number 3, stagey talk, real feelings. People said the dialogue sounded too theatrical. Here's the payoff. It reveals who's performing and who's present. Dawson steps into conflict like he's blocking a scene, stacking metaphors and film terms until the emotion feels curated. When the stakes spike, he adds flourish, wraps pain in a tidy speech, and keeps control through language. Pacey, by contrast, trips over words in breakups and fights, blurts the messy thing, and lets silence do real work. Watch the pattern in reconciliations. Dawson reaches for monologue. Pacey reaches for confession. The writers lean into a heightened rhythm to mark self-image versus sincerity. It's a design choice, not a glitch. Dawson doubles the polish when he's scared. Pacey drops it.
Well, the radios are definitely blown, but I think I got this bilge pump working. Aren't you supposed to be on watch?
Number 4. Jen was the feminist North Star. If Dawson's the hero, why does the show's moral center sit with Jen? Because she names the rules everyone else performs around. Jen pushes back on purity politics, calls out hypocrisy, and refuses to be framed as the lesson in someone else's story. Her arc runs through sexuality, faith, and agency with clear language. Boundaries, consent, the right to say no, the right to want more. When others chase a fairy tale, she asks what it costs and who pays. Research points to her wrestling with belief and mortality. The finale underscores a journey through existential questions that others sidestep. Writers position her as the truth teller, and later choices force the group into adulthood through her realism. That ethic sets the compass. Care over fantasy. Presence over projection. The early scandal that seemed random? It signposted who the show would test and who would adapt.
What do you think, Dawson?
I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you here.
Did you notice the long finger?
Number 5. The Tamara shock was calibration. Pacey's early affair reads like tabloid bait. Here's the twist. It's a character stress test designed to expose need, shame, and capacity for change. The plot walks a tight line between scandal and empathy. You watch the fallout stack up, whispers in town, stares in halls, and the private crash where he absorbs the blame. He doesn't strut, he folds, then tries to stand. That's the signal, track the beats. He faces public judgment, owns the mess, and then adjusts who he trusts, how he loves, what he asks for. Research notes the writers use this to explore adolescent desire and consequence, coding him as wounded rather than reckless, while the adult bears the ethical failure. Networks pushed boundaries with care, and the script threads that caution into character.
Daisy.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. Hi. I'm Dawson.
You're Dawson. Dawson, yeah, I know. We met before.
Number 6, the triangle was a philosophy class. Team Dawson versus Team Pacey wasn't taste. It was a thesis defense about what love means. Dawson brings idealism and authorship. He frames romance as destiny, a script you honor, a claim you protect. Pacey brings presence and service. He shows up, listens without an agenda, and treats love like something you learn by doing. When crisis hits, note who arrives first, who stays after the speech, who adjusts when the facts change. One argues the idea, the other carries the bag, makes the call, fixes the mess. Across key beats, Joey tests both models. Discovery versus destiny. Ownership versus co-navigation. The finale reads like creator intent made text. Soulmates as myth faced off against partnership as practice, and the latter wins on contact. So when Joey chooses Pacey, she picks work over worship. Pressure and perfection only sharpen that reading.
A rip-off of a rip-off.
Yeah, I really think it fits right in line with the whole tone of the piece, don't you think?
You're right, Dawson. It's perfect.
Number 7. Andy's perfection is a warning label. Andy looks like order. The hair, the planner, the polished answers. But the arc shows what pressure does when a family bends under weight and a mind tries to hold the roof up alone. The show stages ambition next to panic and asks who makes space for truth. Pacey does the slow work. He waits out spirals, lets silence breathe, and chooses repair over image. You see him trade clever lines for simple care. Rides, check-ins, do-overs. He learns humility in real time. Dawson, by contrast, tends to narrate the moment, naming the theme instead of easing the ache. Late 90s teen TV often flattened mental health. This story threads sympathy through Pacey's growth, giving Andy dignity without turning her into a plot device.
Helmets of Glory. Chronicles last year's football season. And get this, Mr. Cliff Quarterback himself.
Number 8. Jack's coming out brave and buffered. The show pushes a boundary with Jack, but does it also play safe? You feel both at once. Network caution shapes what can be said and shown, yet the beats still land. The poem outed him in a public, awkward way. Then the fallout moved through whispers, stares, and a family reset. What matters is the quiet affirmations that follow. Friends stop performing allyship and start showing up in small, steady ways. Rides home, simple check-ins, no lectures. Coverage at the time read it as groundbreaking within constraints. And that balance shows on screen. Identity becomes a community responsibility, not a one-episode headline. You can track who backs Jack without turning him into a lesson.
I'm not going anywhere.
You get out of that doorway!
No! This is one conversation that you can't run away from.
Number 9, the meta-commentary gave the game away. The show keeps winking at itself. Those winks aren't cute. They're clues in Kevin Williamson's meta-commentary universe. Film festivals, student projects, genre riffs, Capeside turns into a mirror. Episodes parody trends, mock the ethics of borrowing, and push a simple question. Who owns a story? Dawson treats authorship like a fence line and defends control, even when the subject pushes back. Pacey learns to be in the story, to let stakes change his choices. It's the difference between directing life and living it. Creator remarks point to a mapped arc from homage to honesty. The text follows that maturation. References start as decoration, then become pressure tests that expose whether a character can evolve past their favorite movies.
Joey, I really need to talk to you. Look, my life is rapidly becoming a punchline to some seriously disturbed joke.
If you wake him up, your life will be over.
Number 10. The meme that solves the show? The Dawson crying meme looks like a cheap laugh. Here's the twist. It's thematic shorthand. In that scene, he breaks because his idea of love gets denied. The tears aren't about mutual grief. They center his loss over Joey's agency. You can read the frame. Close on Dawson's face, his pain foregrounded, while the fallout for others sits outside his control. Friends respond by steadying the moment, not validating the script in his head. That gap between how he feels and how life moves says plenty about ownership of her choices. Meme culture locks symbols the way a logo does. This one freezes Dawson's arrested development, which the narrative had already underlined. The show's own staging makes it play as critique, not ridicule.
Because after you're done dispensing your pleasantries here, you're going to turn around and you're going to walk away from me.
Number 11. A boat named for love, not legend. The true love isn't just a boat, it's a thesis you can sail. Pacey doesn't hang a fantasy on his wall, he drafts, sands, and bolts it together. You watch the build stretch over days and dead ends, scarred knuckles, borrowed tools, late shifts rerouted to the marina. Then the naming lands like intent. He calls the vessel what he wants to practice, not who he wants to worship. From there, the journey does the teaching. You have to chart a course, read the weather, fix what breaks, and keep watch when it's dark. That's a relationship, not a legend.
Watch out!
I can make it.
Hold on.
Number 12. Wardrobe speaks before characters do. Watch the fabrics. They betray the arcs before a line is spoken. Dawson stays in boy next door iconography. Soft tees, clean denim, safe sneakers. It signals comfort, not change. Pacey starts in the loose layers and slouchy fits that read as drift, then tightens the palette and the cut. Work shirts, sturdier boots, a jacket that means he planned his day. That shift feels earned. Joey's closet moves with her choices. With safety, she leans into muted basics. With risk, she adds structure and sharper lines. Jen keeps flipping the good girl script. Sweet silhouettes undercut by bolder textures. A quiet refusal to be coded as anyone's lesson. Meanwhile, Pacey's workwear turns into adult wear. Tools to tasks, not costumes to poses. Number 13. The quiet truth, it was Pacey's story. The title may say Dawson, but the spine belongs to Pacey. Let me ask you, whose inner ceiling actually lifts? Season to season, Pacey pushes through fear, shame, and class limits. He starts in self-doubt, learns the skill of partnership, and moves from scandal to service. Showing up, working late, owning the hit, then choosing better. He builds bonds that feel earned, not declared. Dawson circles control and idealism, revisiting authorship when the moment asks for presence. One grows by doing, the other protects a plan.
Well, you know that's not true.
So what are we, Dawson? I am so tired of the way we relate to one another.
Look at the values the finale highlights. Adulthood, loss, chosen bonds. That's the language Pacey lives. He learns to love without ownership, to work without applause, to stay when it's hard. It plays like a steady climb. Fear, practice, grace.